It's beer o'clock on Reload Craft Beer. Today we got a really good looking beer from Greene Brewery. I'm drinking this at Greene Brewery with Ross,
Simon.
Technical brewer, and this is called Heritage Vintage Fine Ale Chevallier Series, a 6.5% ABV. Let me get it up to the camera and Ross can explain what we got.
You mentioned the Chevallier there, the Chevallier Series. This is key. So Chevallier is a barley variety that sort of originated in the 1820s and ceased to exist as a commercial barley variety in the 1920s. It didn't exist until about 3 or 4 years ago again commercially, when one of the local maltsters, Crisp, worked with some of the local farmers to replant the seeds that had been stored in one of the national seed banks and regrew into a sort of commercially viable crop. I say commercially viable, it was 3 fields at the end of the first crop, and we decided we'd buy the entire first crop and revisit some of our archive materials, where we took some influence, or a lot of influence actually, from the recipes in our archives, and we developed 2 beers, this being sort of my favourite actually. I absolutely love this beer, and is one of my favourite beers I've ever developed, mainly because it was so much fun digging through the archives and working with Susan, who's our quality manager, and she's been here 40 years and absolutely loves the history, and actually the archive is her little baby, so spending hours in there with her, digging through all the recipes, looking for materials that we used at the time, and developing this, and we're very proud of it. It's a fantastically, great tasting beer, full-bodied, rich, the hops come through nice and clean, and we've only had this out for about 8 months, and it won the Grand Gold Award at the Mond Award, the International Mond Awards.
Wow.
So had a nice little trip to Valencia recently to pick up the award for that, so absolutely fantastic and chuffed to bits with it.
Great.
Should we open it up?
I'm eager to get this open. 6.5% ABV.
So it is bottle conditioned, so it can be slightly light sometimes.
It's very interesting. I'm not sure if you guys watching have realised this, but it's a 568 milliliter bottle, which is that a US pint or
it's a UK pint? Yeah.
That's a UK pint of beer.
So we were looking to basically look at our old bottles as well from the time and try to replicate. You can see the old sort of crown and arrows on the neck of the label, and bottle condition it like it would have been back in the day as well.
That's terrific. So, a thorough look back at the history of Greene King, down to the size of the bottle, down to the branding on the bottle, down to the beer in the glass. So beer in the glass, we got a 1 to 2 finger, slightly off-white head, good levels of carbonation. It's a golden amber coloured beer. Should we get the aroma? Yeah, you most definitely, you realise it's a bottle conditioned beer. You get a little bit of that yeast, don't you?
Yeah.
In the aroma. But mixed with the malt, mixed with the hops. It's very well done. I'm going to dive in. Cheers. That is amazing.
Really tasty.
That is really tasty beer. Really tasty. It has a little bit more, I don't know, Ross, you explain. There's something about the yeast in this beer, plus these lovely malts that you've used from we used for 90 years, yeah?
World famous at the time, sort of was the predominant barley variety of this time, and I think it's very rich. It doesn't attenuate very well, so it doesn't convert as well. Basically, the sugars are fermentable. There's not as many of them, so it leaves a lot of body to the beer. So we fermented this as far as we could. We then had to sort of prime it back up to get it to bottle condition. I think the flavour it gives in mouth is full-bodied. Almost, the sensations all around the mouth, around the tongue, under the tongue almost as well, and right down to the back of the tongue for the finish. So classic English hops in there, Fuggles, Goldings as well, which gives a nice sort of floral herbal balance to it, to the malt. Nice.
Yeah, bang on with the herbal.
Yeah.
Bang on with the herbal. It's just got this lovely. When I say herbal, I don't mean walking into one of these organic herbal shops where you buy foot cream or whatever. I'm talking about the kind of the herbal loveliness in a hop that develops, like a stinging nettle.
Yeah.
Like that lovely stinging nettle hop you might get. Terrific.
And a kind of robust bitterness, but clean. It doesn't linger. It's nice and sort of sharp, but definitely a prominent bitterness there.
This, I've drunk some really good beers here today. I'm at Greene King Brewery. We've drunk some wonderful beers. We've looked at some wonderful beers. This might be my favourite one. This might be. It's 6.5% ABV. It's so easy drinking. There's some plum, there's some fig, there's some prune. There's a little bit of hen's tooth in there. There's a little bit of vintage ale in there. It's really good. Really good. Cheers. And look at the carbonation. There's not many bottle conditioned beers that actually give that level of carbonation. Terrific. I'm going to pour some more. So if we were to pour this whole beer right out, would we have any kind of haze?
There'll definitely be sediment in the bottom, but our house yeast is very flocculent and it drops really well. So for a bottle conditioned beer, it works very well because it does stick to the bottom. If you give it a heavy pour, then you'd get it to come out.
Can I show it to the viewers, only because I get a couple of new viewers on the channel, and they may be wondering about a bottle conditioned beer. So if I really kind of rattle it about like a German Weiss beer or a German Dunkel or something like that, there we go. So there's the two beers. If you're new to beer, if you're new to bottle conditioned beer, be very careful. If you don't want a hazy beer, leave that little bit of bottle left in the bottle. Don't bother pouring it out. But if you do, if you haven't read the bottle, if you've poured it out, then really it's full of vitamin B. There's no real problem drinking it. It's not going to harm you, as I will show.
Careful, end up in some sort of hipster shop.
Just a lovely beer. Well, I've given one of your beers a 10 out of 10. I've said this is my favourite beer from your brewery, I think. If you don't want me saying
Absolutely,
that.
yeah.
I like that, yeah, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. If I see that in my local supermarket, I'll be sure to buy a few to show my good blogging mates. Please put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer reviews. Thank you very much, Ross.
Simon.
Give us a big fat thumbs up, boom, and cheers.